more games, more money, more countries to host. In 2030, the competition will be celebrating its 100th anniversary, and that's Portugal, Spain, and Morocco hosting it. But there will be some other 3 countries also that would host the games to celebrate the 100th anniversary of the FIFA World Cup. I'm talking about Argentina, Uruguay, and Paraguay, together with Portugal, Spain, and Morocco hosting it. So more games to come, more money to make, more players getting onto the scene, more stories to tell, more reports to do. Yeah, that's the FIFA World Cup. It'll be the 24th edition actually. That competition. The 23rd edition is about to come to an end. But one thing is for sure later on Sunday, and that statistics will actually remain. I'm sure you're asking yourself what that statistics is. Is that whether the trophy goes to De La Fuente or it goes to Lionel Scaloni, it will be a native from that country winning the tournament. And that will remain because ever since the inception of the tournament in 1930, we've not had any foreigner winning it. Everybody from that country, I mean a native from that country has won it. You can go and check and see. From Uruguay to whoever, to Italy, to Spain, to Germany, to Brazil, to England, who won it in 1966. Yeah. So that statistics will remain again later tomorrow. Luis de la Fuente or Lionel Scaloni. We are live on Channel 1 TV as well. Greetings to all of our guys watching us on Channel 1 TV. Big shouts to you all. If you just join us, I'm Gabi Ofe. I've got Manuel Angelo Kwachi here with me. Now, Mafo, I don't know if it's the Galatasaray jersey Angelo is wearing. You get to answer that though. Kavna is also here rocking his Baumin Paris. Charlie. Guys, welcome to Kavna, how are you doing? Why are you smiling?
I'm good.
The way I describe your outfit.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, Baumin Paris. Hey, Charlie, you're a hard guy. Charlie, Daniel, is he one a guy? Designers, bro. Oh. Kwache, what jersey is this? Is this Galatasaray?
I'm not. It's just
this looks like the early days, right? Or it gives me a vibe like the goalkeeper's jersey.
Yeah. I think just an Umbro jersey. I was wearing it to pay tribute to the Black Stars. And hopefully it's a sign of things to come tomorrow when Spain.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say because
the colors are.
Yeah, because when you say Black Stars, I don't see any green there. And this is not even like yellow. It's more like an orange.
Yeah, it's just left with the green and the back. This is a red and gold. So.
Anyway, 0539969960 0539986996. I'm Gabio Fedes Kwache. Manuel Angelo Kwache with me and Kopna Mafo. If you're listening to us, you can also send us a thought. If you are live on YouTube, feel free to join us with your thoughts on today's conversation. We are building up to the bronze medal match that's to come later at 9 p.m. today in Miami. So let's see. But guys, just a few statistics I want us to run through before we get into the what's to come later today. I'm looking at the number of matches that we've played. If we play today, we'll do 103 matches. And then we'll have the final game tomorrow. The goals that we've seen at the tournament, we are doing in excess of 200 goals, or let's say 297 goals. That's already is a high scoring tournament with a lot of records broken earlier, surpassing previous highs in the group stage. Yeah. And it's so because the tournament is an expanded one.
Yeah.
And so you have more games, more goals to come. The top teams, or the top team to have scored a lot of goals is going to Argentina. Yeah. Argentina with 19 goals at the tournament. France are second with 16. England and Belgium share 14 goals each. And then you can look at Spain, who have 13 goals. In terms of the goal scoring chart, you have Lionel Messi and then Kylian Mbappe leading individual scoring with 8 goals each. So yeah, a few statistics for you to know, just in case you've not had time to read or to to read around. I'm sure you like this. And we'll be talking about the Golden Ball too. Where that will go, I've seen people talking about Rodri, Lionel Messi, and all of that. But just a few statistics. So in 2006, Zinedine Zidane won it for France. 2010, he went to Diego Forlan for Uruguay. 2014, Lionel Messi, Argentina. 2018 went to Luka Modric of Croatia. Lionel Messi winning it again in 2022 for Argentina. So the last 5 World Cups, the Golden Ball has been won by players who have worn the number 10 jersey. Yeah, man. So who is wearing the number 10 in Spain? Number 10, who is wearing number 10? Is it Lamine Yamal?
No, Yamal is wearing 19.
19, okay. Sure. Argentina, who was 10? Still Messi.
Yeah, Messi.
So what is going to Messi again?
I mean, Messi is definitely probably the favorite to win it, even if Argentina don't win it. If you look back to 2014, even though they lost to Germany, Messi still won the Golden Ball. And if you look at his performances this tournament, or if you at least listen to the narrative that's been going around, Messi is probably going to
Dani Olmo
win it. Yeah,
Dani
Olmo.
Okay, for Spain.
Yeah, for Spain. I thought he was 20, but I think he was 20 for Barca and 10
But Dani Olmo's performance for Spain
on and off.
He
had a good game against.
Not on and off. He's actually been very good for Spain. But the job he's doing for Spain, if you're not a tactical,
you won't see what he's doing.
It's a Dani Olmo thing.
You won't see what he's doing.
He's one of those
very good.
Yeah, he's one of those players where if you don't observe what he's doing well, or if he has one of those off days, I think if you look back to the season for last season, against Inter Milan in the Champions League semi-final, he has one of those games where if it's not working for him, it looks like he's trying a lot and it looks like he's missing in the game. But I think I get the point that you're making, that at least for Spain, the way he's been played centrally has been more impactful for him, with Baena on the left and having Lamine Yamal on the other side. He's been able to not necessarily be the one who's controlling the play, but he's been able to give the ball to the people who are able to make things happen, and he's played a crucial role for their team.
But I don't think for Olmo, if you had to ask me, I should give my best 11, he will be part of my best 11.
How so?
There are players who I feel like there are players that I feel like they did well or did better.
Okay, so it depends on
the formation that you want to play, and then what the kind of system you want to also play. So
and also what eye are using to look at Olmo, and what you want to do with
Olmo is a very good player. Olmo has done so well, but I feel like when you check it very well, I feel like we just need to check on other players.
I see. Okay, we'll get into that a bit. Let me hear from you as well. 0539969996. 0539986996 on who your golden ball player would be, and also who to win the goal king at this year's tournament. Mbappe is in action today. England have got Harry Kane and then Jude Bellingham, all with 6 goals. If they're able to do 4 goals,
that is impossible.
Or hat trick. How is it impossible? Yeah. For the tipsters or Daniels, how do you call the people there? The people who are investing and doing
investors.
Yeah, sure. Jude Bellingham to score a hat trick, Harry Kane to score a hat trick. You don't know.
Kylian Mbappe to score a hat trick.
Oh, that one there.
It's possible.
It's possible. But we'll have to see the starting 11 before. Okay, guys, let's talk about your general thoughts of the competition so far. Let me start off with you, Kobna. High scoring tournament. I'm sure you've forgotten about some of the games you've watched.
Yeah, there are some of the games that I remember there was one game I watched, and when I was watching it, I was like, hey, let me go and sleep. That was Paraguay, Australia. It was a 0-0 draw, and I was like,
that was a boring game.
I was like, hey, go and sleep. So I just had to go and sleep. But it's been a very good tournament, very, very good one, and a very interesting one. And this tells us that despite everything, whenever your country is in the tournament, you feel the vibe around it. That is why I understand Ghanaians, when 2018 we couldn't qualify for the World Cup, we were so
upset.
And we spoke a lot about it. This World Cup, we were so we felt it that, Ghana is in it, and especially when Ghana even played a draw against England, we could see that the feeling was so good. And whenever I always wanted that when there's a World Cup, your country needs to always qualify. That's why we have to cry for the Nigerians, because for 2 consecutive World Cups they've missed it. 2022.
Why are you reminding them of their misery again?
Yeah, no, we always, because now they'll be expanding it to 64. So 64 they have to do their best to qualify. That is 2030.
No, but Johnny should hold on to that.
Yeah.
I don't agree that.
For me, I feel like the World Cup should be like a special one that when you want to qualify, you have to kind of suffer to qualify.
Yeah.
It has to be a very special something that you have to go through a lot to qualify. It doesn't have to be very easy that, now since it will be 64, maybe the African teams that will be qualifying will be 15, 16. So easy to qualify. So it should be a tournament that you have to struggle. You have to do your best to qualify. That's why it's the World Cup.
Yeah.
You have to have the best teams qualifying. So with the 64, I feel like it's too much. Even with the 48, I felt like it was too much, but at least that is okay. We've been able to see how good the tournament has been. And there's one good thing that I'm so happy about. The weather didn't worry at all this time around. Apart from France game.
A few hitches.
Yeah, apart from the France game that they were like, oh no, the second half didn't start on time. That they had to be like the thunderstorm and other things. Yeah. Apart from that, we were thinking that because of what happened in the Club World Cup last year,
similar thing.
Yeah, with that same period, we were thinking we'll have the similar thing. But with this World Cup, we've not seen anything of that sort, and I'm so happy about it. But it's been a very interesting World Cup that I've really enjoyed. If I'm to rate this World Cup, I might if you add how the tournament has been, organization, the referees and everything, I might give it, maybe due to the referees' decision, I might just give it 8.5 because it's been a very good tournament that I've really enjoyed from start to end.
I see. In terms of the quality of football, from all the 48 teams who made their way to USA, Canada, and Mexico, were you impressed? The coaching, the level of coaching, the quality of football on the pitch, the quality of teams that came.
Oh yeah, I was very impressed because there have been some teams that we never expected them to do very well. We saw what's the name? The Egyptian team qualifying to the round of 16. That was the very first time, and you saw when they went back to their country, you saw how they were so happy. We saw the Norwegian team qualifying to the quarterfinals of the World Cup. We also saw when they went to their country how happy they were
in their history.
In their history,
whether it's a World Cup or it's a Euros,
qualifying to the quarterfinals. So it's been a very interesting one. And the Norwegians beating the Brazilian team. The Brazilian team was also one good game that we really enjoyed. We saw a tactical play from the Norwegian coach, and for De La Fuente that we'll be playing the final for Spain tomorrow. He has been a very tactical coach, a very good coach. In all the games so far, he has conceded just one goal. And the one goal was against Belgium. And that should tell you how good their coach is. Because if you have to play the likes of, someone would say, you have to play the likes of Uruguay, Cape Verde, Saudi, apart from Belgium, Portugal, France, and to concede just one goal, that is brilliant. That should tell you how good you've been. And there have been some players that have performed so well in this tournament. My standout player so far, no one is watching him, but my standout player so far is Pedro Porro.
I see.
Fantastic player in this tournament. Like, you ask yourself, is this a Porro that we've been seeing from Spurs? Because this is a very good tournament from him, and I'm just hoping
the whole Spurs line have done quite well. If you look at Romero, I think Van de Ven had a solid tournament, and even Jet Spence
also
for how they call it for England.
For England, so it's been a very good tournament for them.
So Roberto De Zerbi will be happy with the performances of
his players. Yeah, he'll be very happy because if Porro is to bring in the same performances against in the Premier League next season, he's going to be very, very happy because Porro has been on and off, but we've seen a very good Porro that has been very accurate, and that should tell you how good coaching can just make players very good. Because a coaching can make a player bad, a good player bad, and a coaching can make a player that is not so good be a very good player, and that's what we've seen from Porro, and I'm so happy about it. So it's been a good tournament that I've really seen, and the play on the pitch has been brilliant, like very, very brilliant. The way Argentina has been able to be like a comeback kings in their games from the round of 32 games till the semi-final games, they've always been doing comebacks. Apart from the game that they even had to play 1-1 draw against Switzerland, they had to go to extra time, and still they had to just do a comeback in the extra time to just score by 3-1. So it's been a good tournament from all sides, and I've really enjoyed it.
All right, Mano. Your thoughts, quality of play, level of coaching, and everything in general.
It's been a really good tournament, and lots of people, when the tournament started, lots of people were being quite skeptical about America hosting it and all the international tensions and all that. And I think people have realized that in some weird way, it actually added to it a bit with Trump's intervention here and then his comments on football. And there's just been a lot to enjoy. What I will agree with is I think that if you look at the tournament now, the knockout stages is where the magic started happening. We enjoyed the I enjoyed the initial stages when Ghana, like you said, like when Ghana played England. I enjoyed what it meant for the other countries, the smaller countries. But I think once it got to the knockout stages, that's when everything was on the line, and I think that's when the quality of football became better. I think you notice a pattern where there were lots of teams that were somehow quite defensive. Because we talk about Spain not conceding. If you look at a team like Colombia, I think apart from the first game which they conceded, I think they won 3-1. They didn't concede a game throughout the whole tournament. They went out 0-0 on penalties to Switzerland after they drew 0-0 in regular time, I should say. Yeah. But then if you look at there's been a lot of teams who came here with different plans, and I think that this is one of the patterns I've noticed. The teams that just came and tried to be too defensive were exposed when it got to the knockout stages. It'll work excellently for you in the group stages because you'll be able to get points. Teams are not willing to attack you as much because they also know that if they get a point or if they're able to avoid defeat, they'll be able to go through to the next round. So it helped a lot of those teams, and I think Ghana is probably one of those teams that benefited from that. But I think once you got to the knockout series, the teams that were actually going to be tactical and come up with a game plan for every game are the teams that probably benefited the most, and that's where you can probably look at France. I wouldn't want to include Argentina in that because I think Scaloni has had good plans for the games he's played in, but that hasn't been what has saved them at the end of the day. They've had to rely on a bit of magic here and there and a few referees turning an eye or two to certain decisions, and that's fine. But they've been able to put together a plan that's been able to get them back to the final, and I think that's just it's a bit about repetition. If you ask me, I think they've been there and they've done it before. So there are lots of teams that were probably in similar situations and were not able to capitalize on that advantage because they had not been there before. I can probably go to maybe Norway when they were playing against England. England didn't necessarily have the advantage in the game. I think even if you look at the goal that was conceded, it came from Nyland not being able to hold on to the ball and Jude Bellingham pouncing on that. It didn't necessarily come from England being able to find a way to break that down. You even see something similar maybe in the Spain-Belgium game where it was the mistake from Lamens when he came onto the pitch that allowed the other team to profit. Yeah. Even the Spain-Portugal game where I think Portugal themselves switched off at the end in the last minute and they were unable to adapt when Marino came on. So there have been a lot of games that have been tight, that have been tacticals, but you've also seen a lot of brilliance from individual players. Okay. And I think that this is probably with a tournament where, if you look at it, the two things have come together. A lot of time people try to argue that you either have a really good tactical system or you have a really good player, and then you get everybody you get the players to work well and feed the ball to him. Maybe like how you say Argentina are doing now. Yeah. But I think that if you look at the way the two things have come together, I think that the managers have been able to come up with a tactical plan that's been really good for their team, and I think they've also been able to get the best players to come to the tournament. And some of this, I think, is just players inspiring each other. Like if you look at someone like Vinicius and Mbappe, Vinicius also had a really good tournament before Brazil were kicked out. And I think it's just once you see someone do something, you also think, why not me? Why can't I also be the one to shine at this tournament? I think the only player who hasn't been able to come to the party entirely has probably been Lamine Yamal. But we need to also remember that he's 19 and he just came back from an injury. So that probably explains why he hasn't necessarily been able to impact. But at this tournament, one thing I've really enjoyed is seeing how the coaches have been able to formulate plans to get the best out of certain players. And I also think another thing that I've really enjoyed is I think tournament football in itself is an art. And I think a lot of managers lose that. When you look through the league season, there's a lot of things that people can use to explain why they got knocked out of a cup competition, or they rotated their squad, or they did this. And when it comes to the World Cup, you have 7 games to prove that you understand your job, you understand what you need to do, and there are not a lot of second chances. I was talking about this with the Champions League. There's always a second leg. Even if you lose in the first leg heavily, we've seen the most amazing comebacks now in the second leg. In the World Cup, it's one chance, you're out. And that's where again, credit to the managers who have been able to, again, come up with game plans that have been able to adapt to it. Tuchel has been really good with that, if I can give him his credit. I think against Argentina, though, that's when I wouldn't say they got too excited, but and it was a good plan.
Who got too excited?
I would say England. No, England. I think in their mind, same thing with
the fans.
No, not the fans per se. If you look at
the approach.
Not the approach. That's what I'm saying. So a lot of times during this tournament in particular, one thing I've also said is that there are times where I think teams were adjusting for extra time, which didn't come. if that makes sense. So you see,
like the Jordan Pickford thing, the whole penalty designed on the bottle.
And I mean, not even necessarily that. I think within the game, in their mind, they attack themselves that this is probably when we're now going to settle down, try and win the game in extra time, and they never actually managed to get to extra time to win the game, or they assumed that they had already won the game and they got a little complacent. Belgium, Senegal, Spain, Portugal. You have a lot of times where in the last minutes, players have came up and found moments to win it, even though the game looked like it was going towards extra time.
Yeah.
And bringing it back to the England thing, I think when England took the lead, rather than focusing on trying to like maybe double the lead or trying to maintain possession, I think they got carried away and assumed that, like I said, two-goal game plan was now we switch and we try and defend what we have.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to be too critical of it because it has worked for them. People were praising their performance against Mexico at the Azteca. People were talking about how they were able to grind out a Norway team, and it was very similar tactics. Once you get the lead, you try and put pressure on the ball. Once you get the lead, you don't necessarily have to be as expansive. You try and see out the game, and it's worked against every other team except for Argentina. And we all know why it didn't work against Argentina, because Argentina themselves have had a habit of repeating the same trick throughout the tournament. And yeah, but there's been a lot of different ways to try and win a football game, and I think that's one thing we can appreciate. Like he said, all in all, I think it's been a lot of football, and that won't change. I think the group stage, because of how many teams it is now, the group stage is always going to feel like a slug. But I think once it gets into the knockout stage, it's always going to be competitive. I think it's also going to give more inspiration to smaller teams to know. Like if you look at the performances of Cape Verde, for example, I think a lot of teams can come into the tournament. And someone mentioned a really good point where if you can he used the word decolonize, but if you can just get yourself out of the mindset of thinking you are playing Germany, you are playing France, you are playing Argentina, if you can just come into it as a football game and see yourself as we're at a World Cup, we deserve to be a World Cup and we have an opportunity to try and win. I think certain teams showed that mindset and certain teams were a little too negatives, and the teams that tried to get the benefit were given their reward for it. So there will always be a lot of games, but I think that the problem of quality is always going to be a problem, because if you are going to have this many teams coming together for a football tournament, you can't guarantee that you're going to always have the best of the best. And that's why I wonder if there's a system where it's almost like, you see how the Champions League they have a pre-tournament qualification.
Yeah.
Where it's almost like it's part of the Champions League. It's Champions League qualification, but it's not part of the group stage. It's like a knockout. And I'm wondering if the World Cup itself can maybe incorporate a system like that to, at least in the end, get down when it gets to the tournament itself, the teams have been reduced. Even if it's maybe a small mini tournament, a summer before the tournament, to just whittle it down. Because I think the more and more it expands, obviously it's more money for them, it's more interest for the smaller teams. But as a competition, is it really like you said, the emphasis is to have the best teams in the world competing against each other, and there can't be 64 best teams in the world who are all trying to win the same tournament. So I think as it is now, people have got lucky and it's worked. The fact that it worked, it was in 3 different countries, which it seems to be going to be the pattern now until 2034, where it's going to be in just Saudi Arabia. So that's going to be interesting to see. But the fact that it's in 3 different countries means that the World Cup is also spread around. It means that they can play the games at different times. Another benefit was the time thing, because then they could play a game in the US and then play a game in Mexico. And even though the time difference was vast, because they are in different countries, for the people who are observing it or watching it, it's maybe just 2 hours apart. And I think that's in one game. That's something that's been helpful. Rather than maybe putting pressure on one country and its stadium facilities, they're able to spread it around. And I think that also helped with the organization. But like I said, I think I know that they got lucky. It was a well-organized tournament. But for it to replicate the same success going on, I think it would have to have the same level of attention to detail. And that's just why I wonder whether, I don't know if it can go back. If it can't go back to 32, I think that would be good. If not, I think it should be maintained where it is, and there should be more effort done to make sure that the teams that are qualifying are actually the best teams who are qualifying, not just spreading it around to make sure that it's everyone is able to participate. It's not a participation tournament. This is the top level of international football, and I think the best teams are the teams that should be competing for it.
Okay. 0539986996 0539986996. Well, let me hear from you what you make about the tournament. How many games have you watched in total? Done 102 games. 2 more games. One to come today, and the other to come later tomorrow. You can also talk to me about I mean, the countries that have caught your attention, and who would win that final for you? The best player. I thought about the officiating as well. Feel free to reach out to me and I'll take that message of yours. 0539986996. I'm Gabriel Fed. This is the Republic of Football on 97.3 here with Kwamna Mafo and Manuel Angelo Kwache. We'll be talking about England pretty soon. Yeah, England. The elephant in the room. Who is that? Thomas Tuchel. Yeah. So we'll be talking about him. The question I'm asking this afternoon is that England, do you think that they are actually better off or without Thomas Tuchel? After that performance against Argentina, he received a lot of criticism. Some call that football criminal, and why he went with that approach. So we'll be looking at that before we get into the game that's to come later today at 9 p.m. England are taking on France in the third place playoff game. Let me bring you into that conversation on the Thomas Tuchel one. Look, there's a game he has to play today with his boys. A bronze medal game. If he wins it, England finished third. That's better than what they did in 2018 when they lost to Belgium under Gareth Southgate. But English people say the football no. It's lifeless. That performance they saw against Argentina in the semi-finals. The English FA should not think about staying with Thomas Tuchel for the Euros. The Euros is in 2028, and then maybe the 2030 World Cup. Well, what do you make about the whole Tuchel conversation, and where do you stand? Whether the English FA should keep him, or if you want to keep him, if we're part of the top hierarchy, what do you do with Thomas Tuchel?
It's a very difficult one if you were to be part of the FA, the English FA, because for me, I just feel like one defeat shouldn't determine what's the name, a manager's future.
Mm-hmm.
But the manner of which England lost against Argentina is the main issue now, because of how you had to set back for. You scored a goal in the 55th minute, and the rest of the 35 minutes you had to just be defending, and that was so bad. So the manner of which England lost against Argentina is the way maybe fans would be like, no, he needs to be off. But I feel like one defeat shouldn't determine the coach's future. Okay. Because when you check this tournament, fine, you can make some kind of case for him, because England played a game against Mexico in the tournament, and they played in Azteca Stadium in Mexico, and that should tell you that they played like an away game. It's automatically like an away game, and playing an away game, they had to beat the Mexicans by 3-2 when they had red card. When they had red card around the 49th minute, they had to play with the rest of the 40 minutes. They had to play with 10 man down, but they still had to win by 3-2. You can make a case for him on that match, how they were able to win. How they were able to win against the Norwegians, because they were very good. They were a very good side that going into the tournament, a lot of people didn't give them any chance. That's a Norway team, but they were still able to beat the Norwegians in the quarter-final game in extra time.
Okay.
So that one, you could give him a case that, he has not done badly, apart from the game against Argentina, that the way and manner he lost was so bad. But that one alone could give you a case. So to me, I feel like they should just give him.
How do you take a lead against Argentina, and then after taking a lead, your ball possession percentage recorded is 12%? Which manager does that?
That was why I was like, the manner of which he lost against Argentina was one of the key things that didn't help, because the manner of which he lost against Argentina should tell you that, as a coach, you don't have to make that mistake. But I just feel like we just need to give him a second chance. Just need to give him a second chance to do better, because there are subsequent games that will be played. That is the Euros and also the what's the name? The 2030 World Cup. Yeah. So maybe the Euros in 2028 could be a benchmark that you need to win it at all costs. If you don't win it, that is over for you, because I feel like what the English media and the English fans are saying is that Southgate made them reach what's the name? The semi-finals of the same World Cup.
Yeah,
that was 2018, and also Southgate was also in the finals of the Euros 2024. So they wanted an upgrade of Southgate, because they've seen the finals before, they've seen the semi-finals before. They wanted an upgrade, but it's like they are still in the same mood like what Southgate was doing.
Southgate 2.0.
Yeah, so they feel like, no, we wanted something better, but we are not getting that from Thomas Tuchel. So I just feel like they should just relax for him. After the 2028 Euros, if he's not able to perform very well, and that's when they can sack him. Right now, if you have to sack him, who are you going to bring? Xavi Hernandez?
Oh, they've issued a come and get me plea to Pep Guardiola and Jose Mourinho. I mean, Jose is occupied.
Jose is occupied.
Pep is free.
Pep, unless you pay him millions before he will come.
But English FA can't.
Yeah, they can, but it depends on if Pep.
And when they went for Tuchel, Pep was actually their first choice.
Yeah.
So okay,
so Pep is available.
So
I don't think Pep would be willing to go back in
now.
I think he's at the same stage Klopp was at.
Yeah, that is it. So or maybe you go for Xavi Hernandez, who said he wants to coach for a national team.
Where's Xavi coming?
Where is Xavi Hernandez now?
No, he started from Barcelona. He was
sabbatical leave.
Okay.
So
I think he was working in Qatar.
So let's see how it goes. But for me, I just feel like Tuchel, they just need to give him time. And after the 2028 Euros, if he doesn't perform, if he doesn't win the Euros with England, then that should be it. This game shouldn't be a cutoff point. Maybe if England is to lose or to win the third place, I just feel like 2028 should be.
So if you're part of the English top hierarchy, you stick and stay with him.
Yeah, I'll stick and stay with him.
I see.
Yeah.
Hoping that. Okay. Well.
Yeah.
Anyway, let me hear from you on what you also.
I don't understand why I said this. Look at me that way.
Yeah, I mean you're entitled to your opinions. So opinions are like no. Let me hear from you on what you also think about the Thomas Tuchel conversation. 0539986996 0539986996. I'm also taking your best player of the tournament, your top goal scorer, who you think will win it, your team of the tournament, and then how many matches you watched in the 102 matches played so far. I'll be taking, the guys are here. It's a packed studio. Citi, Jaminta. The latest attackers I've got to add to my team today. Citi rocking a Porto jersey, Betano. Citi, you good?
Charlie, I'm good.
Okay.
I don't know why I say Yao. Sorry. Sorry. Yao has not. That's not.
Sitting somewhere minding his business.
Has not done anything. I was just greeting him on air.
Okay.
Yeah. But I don't understand Mafu. If you are talking about your Tuchel, talk about your Tuchel. Now me, dear. Now what have I done?
You feel like I'm defending him?
No. It's not you are defending him. Look, there is a clause in his contract that he has superseded. That is it. That's why he's not going to get sacked.
Hold on. I just introduced you to the people who are watching and listening. Then no, you want to do your analysis. Yeah. Good?
Yes, I am.
That'd be hard. As for y'all, if I ask him Thomas Tuchel, I know where he stands. Right?
you know where he stands.
Yeah. But Citi, let me take Kwachi's thoughts, then I'll come to you. Kwachi, where do you stand on the Thomas Tuchel conversation? Stay with him.
I didn't hear these conversations when Southgate was knocked out of the Euros final or the World Cup. I mean, like you've been saying, he's fighting a losing battle. He's a German in an Englishman's job.
He was even, he was even sacked before the start of the tournament. In the minds of the English journalists, they had sacked him.
Yeah.
Because did you see the scrutiny in which they did regarding
the squad?
The squad, yeah. They said there was so much negativity around the squad. The squad didn't have creative players.
There were some weird selections in the squad. In the squad, I don't think I can justify them. You pick Jordan Henderson, who doesn't play and ends up getting hurt before he can have any real impact on the tournament. And I don't even know what impact that was supposed to be to begin with. You lose your fit right back in Livramento. You call in Chalobah, avoiding the obvious right back you have in Trent Alexander-Arnold, and you don't even play Chalobah. It's been, in terms of the squad, I don't think I can justify it. Maybe in terms of the number 10 position, Nokwalenko, Palmer, and Phil Foden. The only thing I can say is how many of them can you throw on when you're losing a game? But then there's also a point about having
in a game like what they face in Argentina. Don't you think they would have needed somebody like that?
Yeah, but I mean, you would have had to take other people who are on off, like, and it means that rather than bringing on someone like Eze, how do you call it, or bringing on maybe I think Saka, he wouldn't be able to. There are always going to be people who he could have brought on who would have been better. That's the problem. That's a constant problem with England. They have the people who didn't make it are the ones who would have won it for us, and that's been their constant problem since '66. And in terms of Tuchel, I think like Mike Marvel said, he did a brilliant job until he didn't. He was a good manager in the tournament until it got to a critical moment, and he chose the wrong approach in a crucial time. And like I keep saying, that approach has worked for him in this same tournament. The only problem was Argentina have had the antidote to that struggle. They've also played against teams who took the lead against them and then constantly went deep. Egypt had the same problem when they faced against Argentina, and Argentina were able to overcome that. So to obviously, and they keep saying he was brought in to win the World Cup. They haven't even been to the final yet. They've been to 2 semi-finals. They haven't even been to the final yet. So the entitlement to think that you are just a manager away from changing and coming to immediately win a knockout tournament, it doesn't work like that. And that's the point you keep making. The World Cup is much finer than the Champions League. There are no two-legged tournaments. You lose and you get knocked out immediately. And in a critical moment, he made the wrong decision, and unfortunately, it didn't work out for him. But it goes back to this same English mentality where it's the person who isn't here, the person who is going to win it for us. So now that Tuchel is here, there's someone else who's now going to come in, and it's going to be the final piece in the puzzle who's going to take this team over the line and win. And I think the main thing that I've noticed with England is I think they need to get used to winning. Like they actually need to get the habit of winning, and they've been in this position far too many times. If you go back to the 2018 final against Croatia, they took the lead. They took the lead in that final. I think that they took the lead in that semi-final and they still lost. If you go back to the Euro final that they played in, they took the lead both, even against Spain in 2024. They had to call it. They were able to come back. I think Spain took the lead, and then Palmer got them the equalizer, and then they lost the game. But they've had these moments where it's almost when they are able to get. It's the pressure to deliver, and every time it doesn't happen, it's like, when will it happen? So they are constantly used to being in a position where everything is going well, and now immediately, I think on the pressure on the players too, and also on Tuchel, it's like something can go wrong. Something can go wrong, and I think he overly tried to address that. I think the players themselves had felt the pressure of being in that position before, and being expected to bring it home. And in that moment, they weren't able to deal with the pressure. But I don't think that means that necessarily that he's been a bad coach. And I don't think that necessarily means that now that he's had this experience, if you put him in the same position, he doesn't adjust and learn from that mistake. That's what the best coaches do. And Tuchel is one of the best coaches in the world. And I think regardless of how England's tournament went, he has proved that again this tournament. So if there's a better option, there are always better options. But I think that now that they have Tuchel, obviously it didn't work the first time around. Doesn't always work the first time around. I think they need to stick it through. They gave Southgate long enough, and he didn't have the pedigree that Tuchel has. I think at least, like Marvel says, he deserves another shot to try and win something. I think the European Championships are what going to be key for them. The Championships and the Nations League. If he can start getting this team used to winning, because they've even lost a Nations League final to Portugal. They've been constantly close to winning, close to bringing it home, but never actually doing it. I think they need to just get over that mental hurdle. And once they do that, once you're in the same position against a different opposition, or even the same Argentine team, they react differently.
Okay. So stay with Tuchel, right? Okay, so 2 stays. Sadi.
Gabi, when the president of the United States begins to wade into footballing issues that he himself does not know what a red card is about, then you know your position is shaking. Oh, it's true.
Explain.
So, you know, Donald Trump plays golf with Harry Kane. And to Donald Trump, Harry Kane is like one of the best players after Messi. No, I'm being actually very, very serious.
No, I'm not saying I'm not
serious.
It
sounds sarcastic.
I just want to understand why you picked it from that angle.
It's because he says that in the words of Donald Trump, England have good players.
And they can win the tournament.
And they can. And he plays.
So what are you saying? Trump jinxed it towards?
No, Trump did not jinx it. For Trump to even suggest that, to ask, why did you bring in a defender? Oh, then there's a problem. Look, I understand Marfo. I understand. Hold on. Look, guys, let me get you this. If Cole Palmer was in this English team being coached by Thomas Tuchel at the World Cup versus Argentina, they would still have lost. It was not about personnel, it was mentality.
Okay.
It was all down to mentality. He is lucky that he signed a contract that stipulates that when he escapes certain rounds in the World Cup, he's through to coach them to the next competition. So he's not going to get sacked, but he's going to get the stake. Pressure. Now, what did he do in the game that made them lose the game? The first half of that game that they lost was boring. Everybody seems to forget the first half of that game. Prior to that game, we had been seeing that England would come back. England had a Skycam assist against Norway, and everybody thought it was all right with England. They had a Skycam assist against, but it's true. What I don't know why Marfo is laughing.
Diabolic.
How is this diabolic? When the ball touches the referee, do we continue or we stop? Is it not a dead ball situation?
Yeah.
You have a Skycam situation and then it falls right on your laps. You go on to go and score. That one is a goal. No problem. Kama came round really fast against Argentina. You took the lead in the second half after playing like Ghana in the first half. No problem. Then you remember that you can play again like Ghana after taking the lead. You have decided to become the Africans who shot themselves after 88 minutes. No problem.
Right. Carlos Queiroz Black Stars
did not get the 88-minute dose. They lost the game in the 15th minute, and that was that. Not them. I'm talking about the African teams that went into the round of 32. How they managed to get out. It is the 88 minutes, the 80th minute magic that they created for themselves. But for Thomas Tuchel to revert into a defensive shape and allow Argentina to constantly attack them, I don't think it was a personnel case. I purely believe it's a mentality issue. Not to say that Thomas Tuchel is not a good coach. He has done this and won the Champions League before.
With Chelsea.
Chelsea fans will tell us here that game they went to play in Porto, they played a game in Porto. They never believed it till that goal came. And after that goal, they were praying that they should shut up shop. But this is a different World Cup. Look, the Argentine midfield are rugged. They can play any kind of football. When they want to actually pass the ball around, they would be able to do that.
I said same yesterday on our show.
Look, when they want to do the pinching, let's push, let's heckle, let's
they
push.
have solutions to every style of play you give them.
Exactly. What were the English hoping for? They were hoping for magic from Jude Bellingham, and his mentality let him down in the early stages of the game. And he sought to just keep on fighting everyone. That one is not on the coach. He was the coach trump card. And if your trump card on the pitch is misbehaving, there's nothing you can do about it than yank him off. Then the Thomas Tuchel issue comes in. When you yank him off, who are you replacing him with?
Defender.
That was my problem. Dan Ben, Konsa. You know the second goal that Argentina scored? If the ball had missed Martinez, it was going to be a penalty. I wish everyone would go back and watch the trajectory of that cross from Messi, watch the elevation of Martinez, and then watch Konsa behind Martinez. What was Konsa doing? How was he jumping? Where were his hands? What was he doing? That cannot be on the coach.
Okay.
The coach says that after going up one goal, he then noticed that there were spaces in the game, so he was bringing in defenders to close the spaces.
Tactical Thomas Tuchel.
That is wrong.
Okay.
For me, He should have brought in more bodies into midfield to make it more difficult to play through him.
Yeah.
What is Kobe Menu doing on this?
He'll play today.
No. I don't think he would play today. I'll explain why I don't think he would play today. But then again, he did not go there to go on an excursion. Is it an excursion?
You said 4 players haven't touched the ball at the World Cup for the English team.
You see,
Chalobah, Kobe Menu, and then the 2 goalkeepers.
Chalobah went there to get a transfer away from Chelsea, and it has worked out for him.
Okay.
Kobe Menu went on an excursion. It's now obviously clear he went on an excursion. I don't want to believe that these players went there to assist the team to train because they took extra players to help them to train who they have shipped back home quietly. The players have gone back to their clubs.
Okay.
Thomas Tuchel lost the plot with his ultra defensive approach. The English strongly chastise Ghana for playing in that manner against them. Hence, they know we are coming for them. They have turned their attention to Thomas Tuchel. They shouldn't worry.
Okay. Sack or keep him?
They have no option than to keep him.
Okay.
We want them to keep him because we want it to continue being 2 World Wars and 1 World Cup. England.
I see. All right. 053996 0539986996. Let me hear from you on what you make about the England situation. Kwame says, I've watched only 2 games in total because of bad officiating. Okay. Emil in Akwemufie, he says, Panama and Capo Verde surprised me positively, but Tunisia embarrassed the continent. Okay. Timotino from Asutrari says, good afternoon, guys. Best player of the tournament, Simoni. Is it Diego Simeone's son?
Yeah.
Okay. The top scorer, Mbappe. But how is Diego Simeone's son your best?
Or maybe you want to say Unai Simon?
Yeah, is that Simoni?
Okay.
No, so maybe he likes the Catanaccio football.
Okay. Surprise team, Capo Verde. Matches watched.
51.
Hey.
That's calculated everything else.
You've watched half of the 102 games. Oh, this guy. If I thought you to mention
If you mention
but I'm sure it could be 51. It's possible.
no, it's possible.
It's
but
very possible.
you should tell me what happened in the game known as the Chaos of Kansas. That's all.
You see, the thing about the tournament is that
You forget some of the games.
yeah, you can say you've watched 70 games or you've watched 60 or 40 games, but you forget some of the games.
That's true.
Iraq played at the World Cup.
Jordan.
Yeah.
Jordan.
0539986996 0539986996. Get to me your best player of the tournament, the top goal scorer, Kylian Mbappe, Messi, Harry Kane, Jude Bellingham, who is going to win it. Your surprise team of this year's tournament, the matches that you have watched. We've done 102 matches, 2 more matches to come today. One to come today, the next one to come tomorrow. Yeah, let me take your thoughts on the Thomas Tuchel one, and then we'll go for our very first break. And we'll come and talk about surprise team, top goal scorers and all.
Oh yeah. I mean, Thomas Tuchel should. I think he should be sacked because at the end of the day, you see, it's about parameters. I remember Mali. Yes, Mali. After the 2023 AFCON. Yeah, I said that
After the 2023 AFCON.
Yes, I said that Eric Shell should be sacked.
Yeah.
Because
the one they pour the water on there.
Yeah. His head. Yeah, the manager, the coach who had water poured on his head. Yeah, because he felt dizzy, after that meltdown against Cote d'Ivoire. So you look at Mali, the players they produce over the years, they haven't won the AFCON before, haven't played at the AFCON before. Their best is a 3rd place finish.
Yeah.
Then you are playing against the host nation, Cote d'Ivoire, in 2023 AFCON, and you are leading by a goal to 0. They are down by a man because they had a record in that game, and you still could not win that particular game. You went into extra time and you lost. And I said they should sack him because he hadn't changed what was the biggest problem for Mali.
Yeah.
Which was the fact that they couldn't get over the hump. There was always like something blocking them
or dragging them,
holding them back.
Yeah.
And so if you can't fix that, then what are you in there for? He should be sacked. And rightly so, they sacked him. And he moved over to Nigeria, and he's done well for himself. Mm-hmm. With Thomas Tuchel, you look at the parameters. Okay, this team was built to a certain level. And I remember we had that conversation in this same studio, and I said that they sacking Gareth Southgate, they would miss him.
They'll miss Gareth Southgate for taking that decision.
They would miss him because Thomas Tuchel is not an upgrade on Gareth Southgate.
Oh,
since he came, what has he done so different from Gareth Southgate?
There are people who even argue that the football under Southgate was
even better.
Yeah. Some
to understand. To understand.
Yeah. Not all.
Has the football?
Are we not being unfair to? Are we not being unfair to Tuchel?
Let's
looking at the number of games that he's managed.
I get it.
Okay. And he has gone unbeaten. He was unbeaten till the start of the tournament.
I don't know if you are playing against Estonia and San Marino and Luxembourg, Liechtenstein, those countries. Charlie, let's not do this. You see, so the football hasn't necessarily improved. The results haven't necessarily improved because at the end of the day, these friendly games and qualifiers, it doesn't match. It's not factored because England will always qualify to the World Cup. England will always qualify to the Euros per the way it's structured. Now the Euros is 24 teams. It's not even 16 teams.
Yeah.
So they'll qualify.
Yeah.
Not qualifying to the World Cup is practically unheard of if you have this crop of players that have been groomed to this level. So you qualify to the World Cup. That's the barest minimum. That is the barest minimum. So you qualifying unbeaten, no big deal. They've been able to build. Gareth Southgate was able to build this team or this country or this team to the level where making the semi-final is the standard. Making the semi-final is the standard. He went to the semi-final in the World Cup in 2018.
Yeah.
He went to the final of the Euros twice. So you making it to the semi-final of the World Cup, you haven't done anything. You haven't improved the team. You haven't recorded an upgrade. So if the playing style is not working well, there's no improvement in the playing style. Number two, the overall end-all, be-all results hasn't improved. Number three, the mentality hasn't improved because you hear England fans, you talk to England fans, and the reason why they are super pissed about this whole Thomas Tuchel thing is because of the way they lost. Again, the context matters. The way they lost. If they had gone down swinging, let's say we were down by 2-0 against Argentina, and we decided to pour on our forwards, Marcus Rashford, and took off Elliot Anderson and brought on Kobe Mainoo,
Ivan Toney,
and we had brought on Ivan Toney and those guys, and they had equalized 2-2, forced the game to extra time, and gone on to penalties and lost on penalties. That would have been a different issue, a different discussion, because you could tell that the mentality has switched from being conservative under Gareth Southgate to being aggressive under Thomas Tuchel.
Okay.
Then you can tell that, there's a clear difference between Gareth Southgate and Thomas Tuchel. But what did we see? We saw something that was even worse than what Gareth Southgate did. We saw something that was even worse. The mentality didn't change. And it was even worse in Thomas Tuchel's situation because look at the players that they have now. Compare it to the players that they had back in the day and were competing against Eden Hazard's Belgium in 2018.
Yeah.
Compare. Go and check. Compare. Go and check the team that they used to play against the second golden generation of Croatia players. Because the first golden generation of Croatia players was in 1998. Boban and Davor Suker and Co.
Yeah.
The second golden generation of Croatia football players or that national football team was in 2018. Go and check the players that the England players were up against. Luka Modric in his prime, Rakitic in his prime, Ivan Perisic in his prime. They were competing against those guys. And they lost. Now you're competing against Argentina which is a fantastic side. You have Lionel Messi, and you take the lead, and you start sitting back immediately after you take the lead. For some strange reason, the players couldn't play between the 55th minute and the 84th minute. Argentina registered 122 successful passes. England had just 3.
12% ball possession.
And that too. England had just 3. So, what have you changed? Clearly, there's a mentality issue. There's a mentality issue. I know the players, they have their part responsibility also to take. But we are discussing Thomas Tuchel right now. What did you do to change that trend from happening? What did you do to get the players out of that mental state or mental block that they fell into?
Yeah.
Nothing happened.
How about those who say that?
And then the worst part of it was what he said after the game.
The press conference.
Press conference. Then you come out and you say, my tactics were good. We played one of the best games in the tournament. And the worst part of it was he questioned whether the English players had the ball possession DNA of the Spanish, the Argentine, and the Brazilian players. So you've questioned. So first things first, you've deflected responsibility. Number 2, you've thrown your players under the bus by saying that it is practically not your fault that they lost. And number 3, you've insulted them by saying that you think that they do not have the ball possession DNA. Like the Brazilians and the Spanish. John Stones, I tell him that John Stones doesn't have ball possession DNA. Reece James doesn't have ball possession DNA.
John Stones played on the Pep.
Harry Kane doesn't have ball possession DNA. Jude Bellingham doesn't have ball possession DNA.
Rogers.
You say all these things, and on top of that, you insult them by making this comment. That's why I honestly believe that dressing room, after all these things that they've been through and all the things that he said, I honestly don't believe the players will ever trust him and have confidence in him. And the relationship is broken. And if the relationship is broken, from all intents and purposes and from all signals and indications, the relationship is broken. Look at how Jude Bellingham reacted after they asked him that question. I know the journalist messed up. He poorly framed that question by leading his interview with what Thomas Tuchel said about the overall performance against Mexico. No, against Norway.
Yeah.
I know that the journalist framed that question poorly. But if they had a good relationship, do you think Jude Bellingham would have reacted the way he did? Clearly, there's an issue. And this post-game statement that he made after the Argentina loss, he's made it even worse. And like I said, I honestly don't believe that the players will ever trust him, will have confidence in him, and they would even, to a large extent, respect his decisions.
I see.
And because of that, and this is even the main issue, because of the clear gap in relationship between those two units, the coach and the playing unit, particularly the key players in that team. That is the reason why I honestly believe they should sack him. Because if there's a clear discord between the manager and key personalities in the team, you aren't going anywhere. You aren't going to win anything. So for me, sacking him is a bit harsh because it's his first tournament. Yeah. But look at the issues that have happened. No, he should go.
Pick one. So according to reports, there are certain high-profile figures within the English Football Association that believe that, okay, because it's Tuchel's first job, first national team job as manager, he's done well. If you take out that Argentina game, let's take and stay with him and then
see. If you take out that Argentina game, hold on.
Yeah.
You see, you won against Mexico because you defended your way to get that result. And it was mainly because Mexico don't have technical players in the middle. So they were just crossing the ball easy. And even with the crosses, they were high quality crosses.
Yeah.
Because look at Argentina. The English players are bigger taller than the Argentine players. But some way, somehow, the crosses were finding the target. they were finding their target, it was because of the overall quality of those crosses.
Okay.
So how do you mitigate that? How do you mitigate that? You mitigate that by ensuring that Messi doesn't go to the wings. Keep him in the middle. And did the coach do that? He didn't do that.
Yeah.
Basic things. Get a ball carrier or a ball runner stationed at just inside your half of the center circle to ensure that when the ball is played, there's no way they'll be caught offside.
Yeah.
Basic. This Arsenal style of corner kick, how did Chelsea defend it? They make sure that instead of crowding the goalkeeper, we will rather draw players out of the penalty box by placing our quickest attackers or players in outfield positions. In that sense, you spooked Arsenal, and they also had to sacrifice and draw players from the penalty box to man-mark those guys, because you never know, a ball could break and then you could get exposed on the counter-attack. So that's what you needed to do.
Okay.
When you were under pressure, you bring on your fastest players on your team and station them just inside your half of the center circle to ensure that no matter how the ball is played, once they make a move, they won't be caught offside. And once you put players on close to the center circle, the Argentine players will know and also position players to man-mark them. And in that sense, you are relieving your defense and your midfield of pressure. Did he do those things? He didn't do those things. He didn't do those things against Norway. Alexander Sørloth was the reason why the England
didn't progress.
beat Norway.
Okay.
You are leading by a goal. Square the ball to Erling Haaland. You get the second goal. Case closed. They didn't do it. He didn't do it. Then the Mexico game, I've already explained it. So if you look throughout, yes, of course, you get lucky breaks. Every winning team get lucky breaks. But overall performance, England were not that good.
So
Congo,
the cracks were on the wall.
It was clear.
It was just a matter of time.
And DR Congo, they lead by a goal to 0. Wissa gets that chance. He misses it.
Yeah, then England come back.
And I remember so well on World Cup Central, I said it that thank God. No, it was before the Argentina-England game. I said that if FIFA wants a competitive final and not a final that will be boring and one-sided, they should pray and hope that it's Argentina that qualifies to the final to meet Spain and not England. If England are qualified to the final, tomorrow's final, it would have been a bloodbath. It would have been so boring and one-sided and so dominant from Spain that people wouldn't have even would want to watch the final 20 minutes.
I see. Okay.
England and Spain. They would have totally embarrassed England and totally embarrassed Thomas Tuchel. It would have been a no contest. So for tomorrow's final, FIFA are in safe hands. It will be a contest. It will be competitive. Had it been England and Spain, clear difference. And that one, you can't tell me that you don't have the materials to be able to put up a fight in such a situation.
Yeah.
You do have the materials. So clearly, it is a coaching issue.
Okay.
So if you have all these indicators pointing against you, why should you be kept on the job?
Well,
they should sack you.
The fire must be sent to Thomas Tuchel. I hope the English folks say it. Yeah. 053996 053996. That's the WhatsApp text line. Let me take some messages. We'll go on a very quick break, and then when we come back, we'll build up to the game that's to come later tonight. I'll take the guys. They are starting 11, and then why they think that certain players should start today and who wins that game. Smiley says I watched almost 85 to 90% of the games, except the 1 a.m. and 3 a.m. games. I had to choose one to watch, and the worst game I watched was between Ecuador and Curacao. Okay, Charlie, the game vexed me rough. I think Tuchel should stay. It's his first international job, and I think he'll learn from it. He's a top-notch coach. Okay. Chijoke Intema Community 25 says, hello guys, good afternoon. Good afternoon to you, Chijoke. I have watched all of our Black Stars games, and they did us proud. They would have won this World Cup if not for bad officiating. that game between Ghana versus Colombia would have ended 7-1 in favor of our Black Stars. But no worries.
Prophesy.
They are winning the World Cup. Hey.
Prophesy.
I don't know if Chijoke watched a different World
Wasn't it? Is that what bad of
Oh, he's just sounding
No,
sarcastic.
hold on. Wait.
Is it for bad officiating? Black Stars
Yeah,
had
he's Nigerian.
It's Nigerian, yeah. Oh, okay. I rest my case.
Why he's Nigerian, so he can't comment on the
No,
Black
not
Stars.
that he can't comment, though.
But he's being sarcastic.
Yeah. But I want him to.
But he has not seen 2 World Cups.
No, not 2 World Cups. I want him to tell his FA people to at least put the Super Falcons in better shape to compete.
No worries. Let's go for.
Nigeria. It even gives me more credence why Thomas Tuchel should be sacked. You see, their last AFCON, the 2023 AFCON, they went to the final.
Yeah.
And it was under
Pesero. Yeah, we'll say Pesero.
very defensive. Then they let him go. And Michel took over. They made it to the semi-final. I think they finished third.
Yeah, I think it was. So the 2020,
The 2025.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they finished third.
In Morocco.
Yeah, Morocco.
Yeah.
I'll check.
It was Senegal, Morocco.
Look at the clear stark difference between the playing styles. Look at the clear stark difference between the playing styles. Pesero went to the final with a very defensive style. And Michel got Nigeria to the semi-final with a very offensive style. Very open game. That is what I mean by you separating yourself from your predecessor.
Yeah, so they finished it.
They finished it. Yeah, I remember
Senegal,
that.
Nigeria, Egypt.
Yes, they finished it. You see, clear distinction. So
Okay.
in that case, even though they didn't make it to the final,
Yeah.
he achieved one of his markers.
Yeah, at least he takes one.
He takes one box.
Yeah.
He clearly showed that there was a clear identity. But you, Thomas Tuchel, what was the identity that you promised? You weren't able to deliver, and it was just practically the same thing that we saw under your predecessor. So what has changed?
Okay. Well, let's article first. They qualified in the 2028 Euros itself. England, Wales, Scotland, and Ireland hosting it. Let's take a very quick break. When we come back, we'll talk about the game itself. France up against England later tonight. Third place playoff. 97.3. This is the Republic of Football. I'm Gabi Ofe, not here alone. There's Daniel Squashy on my right. And in front of me, I've got Yaya Jamie Ntakwam Namafo. Manola Angelo Kwache and Sedina Medmond. We'll be back after this. Republic of Football. Let me get your thoughts on this. What's up? Text line 0539986996. 0539986996. Well, let's talk about a game that's to come later today as England up against France. France are preparing for their fourth appearance in a bronze final, having taken the medal in 1958 against West Germany, 1986 against Belgium, while missing out to Poland in 1982. England will also play for the bronze medal for the third time, having previously lost out to Italy in 1990 and Belgium in 2018. In terms of their previous World Cup meeting, England and France have met each other on 32 occasions. 3 of them have been at the World Cup. England won a group stage game in 1966 2-0 with a double from Roger Hunt. They were victors again in the first group stage in 1982, running out 3-1 thanks to 2 goals from Brian Robson and 1 from Paul Marina. So, the 2 sides meet later today. Kylian Mbappe has 8 goals, 3 assists. We'll be hoping to add more goals to the 8 goals today so that he can usurp Messi to the goal king race. Yeah, let's see if that happens. Take thoughts from the guys, and later somewhere around 3:40 we'll activate the phone lines and there will be your 10. Also talk to us. Let me start off with you, Sadi. Big game to come today. Just merge everything into one for me. What your expectations are? Your starting 11, the Mbappe factor on the part of France. England have also got Harry Kane, Jude Bellingham for the goal king race.
Well, the game today is being touted as the bronze final, but I would personally want to give it a new name.
What name is that?
2 million.
2 million?
Yeah.
What is that supposed to mean?
So 2 million because whoever wins this game gets 2 million more than the other. So in total, it means that this particular game is worth 2 million. Okay. Whoever wins it, plus whatever money you've accumulated so far in the tournament, you add 2 million to it. Hence, it's called the 2 million final, aka stats padding game.
I see.
They are coming to just pad up a lot of stats. That is all they are coming to do. And this will not be the first time, and it will not be a crime. You go back and back and back, and you ask yourself, what's the fastest goal ever to have been scored in the World Cup? Shuka. It happened in a game like this.
I see.
You go back and ask yourself again, Just Fontaine. Sorry. How many goals did he score at that particular World Cup that everyone talks about? 13.
Yeah.
In the third place game that he played in that World Cup, he scored 4.
Mbappe can score 4.
So this, before I start to say anything, is a stats padding game.
I see.
We are going to see weird stats being padded by players and coaches. So it's actually going to influence what happens in the game. Number 2, at least Didier Deschamps knows that this is possibly his last game. He would like to go up with his head high. He has not said anything about not wanting to play this game directly. Unlike Thomas Tuchel, who has said that this game is not needed. He says that he doesn't see the need of this game. Again, mentality. We have gone back there again. Mentality. This one, you are not playing games with me. You are playing games with your players' mentality. So then again, you'd ask yourself this question. Are England better off winning 3rd place, or is France going to do a nice send-off for their coach? That is where the whole situation starts. There are certain players that would be constants for both teams, and then others are going to be huge variables. I expect this game to be way different for France from what they played against Spain, because against Spain, the French did not even start playing. The game ended before they saw that it was game time.
Yeah.
The game ended way before they saw it was game time. They did not try in any way to play any form of football. That is for them. But I would want them actually to approach this game with a very, very different mindset. The mindset is, look, France has proven to be the best counter-pressing team, the best team in transition in the tournament, having scored a little over 7 goals of their total from absolute total transitions. Knowing how the French intentionally create these transitions just as so that their attackers are able to get the ball closer to the opponent's goal post and score. It's just something that they have developed very well in the tournament. Someone would ask, so why did they play in that manner against the Spanish? Look, the Spanish are a different ball game. The Spanish decided to suffocate the French, and it worked perfectly. The French tried everything. You see, the French play sometimes in a way that they cede the ball to the opposition and then try and hit them with those counter presses, and then just create those opportunities. But with the Spanish, you see the ball to them, you are done because they keep the ball away from you. Who are you? What are you doing? What are you going to do against them? Who are you going to just press in that manner to get the ball? The moment you get the ball, 3 Spanish players are on you. So for the French, they were not ready for that game. But against the English, I think tactically the French have an upper hand. The English also have a weapon they can deploy, but that weapon would need to have his head on his body today. Unlike the kind of...
Who is that?
Jude Bellingham.
Unfortunately,
he played a kind of football that was as if he was playing for Madrid the last time out. It was as if he was playing for Madrid and they had met Barcelona. So everyone is your quote and unquote your enemy on the pitch, and he was just brute force pushing everyone around. He is actually the player who makes the English tick a lot more when they want to play their style of football. So he would need to have his head screwed on. But then again, the French have an advantage, and the French would tactically win this game by confusing the English and deceiving them to hold on to the ball.
Then they hit them on the break.
They would hit them.
Fast breaks.
They would hit them. In as much as, look, the English also have, per stats, the quickest accelerating player in the tournament. He's a player whose name Ghanaians do not want to hear, but he, per statistics, he's the quickest accelerating player in the tournament. Jet Spence. You may be hitting the English, but he's quick. But then again, then comes the question, would he play? I feel this is going to be an outing for the players who have not played, a lot of them, but some players are going to be constants in the various teams. The constants on the pitch, I would be surprised if Dembele does not start. But Kylian Mbappe is starting at all costs. Jude Bellingham is starting at all costs. And also Harry Kane is also starting at all costs. Everyone else is a variable. Including the goalkeepers. Everyone else is a variable.
I'm seeing a possible starting 11. Let me just read it and see if it makes sense for you. Mike Mignon, Malo Gusto playing as a right back. Ibrahim Konate and Maxence Lacroix. Theo Hernandez. Lucas Hernandez. Zaire Emery. N'Golo Kante and Cliche. Sheki, Mbappe and Marcus Thuram. For the French. That's of the English.
No, take out Thuram and then put in
Mateta.
No, take out Thuram, put in a Dembele.
Okay.
Yeah. And push Akliouche to the other side.
Okay. For England, Dean Henderson, goalkeeper. Trevor Chalobah, Maguire, John Stones. Possible starting 11. No, listeners, it's not the starting 11. I beg you. Jess Spence, Kobe Mainu, Elliot Anderson, Rogers, Noni Madueke, Harry Kane, and then Marcus Rashford.
No. Jude Bellingham is starting that game.
Okay. So Jude Bellingham for who? Mark Rogers?
No, I even think Madueke should start this game on the bench.
From the bench?
Yeah. Truthfully, look, Jude Bellingham, Harry Kane, Kylian Mbappe. If Dembele had tried, he would have been in this conversation. But for these three players, there's a lot on the line. Start padding needs to be done, and they are having their eyes glued on it. Tomorrow's game is going to be extremely difficult for Lionel Messi. So now it's there for the taking. Who wants it more? The goal king race. At least Kylian Mbappe has already taken the Pichichi. I don't why. So the Pichichi is the top scorer for the La Liga. He's won that, and I think
top scorer in the Champions League, European Golden Boot.
That one is loading. They've not yet given it to him, so it's loading. It's loading. Then, if he gets the top scorer in the did I say EPL in the World Cup, then he's in the Ballon d'Or conversation. Okay. So he wants to get in there. So he's starting this game at all costs. Harry Kane also wants to continue his goal scoring. Jude Bellingham,
okay,
also.
Coming quick one on that. We have about 10 minutes that we get to activate the phone line, so I can take Kwache and our thoughts too. Okay. The expectations for tonight's game.
I'm sure we are going to see an easy game for the French national team.
An easy game?
Yeah, an easy game for them.
Wow.
Because when it comes to, as Sedi said, when it comes to mentality, the team that will be able to recover early is who is going to win. But with the way Tuchel has been able to come on in his press conference and he's saying the game is not needed and other things, that should tell you that already he has lost the game. And the French national team, when it comes to Didier Deschamps, this could be his very last game for the French national team. So he is going to do his best to get the win and get a third place victory. And for Mbappe, there's a game that he knows that if he scores a lot of goals, he can win the Golden Boot award, and that is going to give him more chances to even get closer to winning the Ballon d'Or this year. So it's one big game that I'm sure you are going to see today, that I'm very sure the French national team is really going to do their best. I know for Jude Bellingham, Harry Kane needs to start. They are going to put in their best, but the likes of Mbappe and the rest of the players that will be playing will have to just prove to be very good. So with the French national team, I'm not surprised at all with how their mentality and how they are going to play today. I will not be surprised that we'll see about 3 or 4 goals from the French national team. I will not be surprised if you see 3 or 4 goals from the French national team. I will not be surprised at all.
Kaji, you're smiling. You disagree?
No, I agree completely. Okay. It's just a matter of who
wants it more. Or...
No, I mean no one really wants it. It's that who doesn't want it less.
But why do you guys give me the same like this game is a useless game?
It's not a useless game. Obviously, for the records, I understand why there has to be a third for 4 game, especially in the Olympics. I think competitions like that.
In the history of the FIFA World Cup, I think it was just the 1930 and then the 1950 competition that we didn't see the third place playoff games. Ever since it's been happening, and there's this relevance attached to it.
It's important because FIFA needs to use it to run.
You can list all the teams who have won the World Cup, right? You can list all the teams who have won the World Cup, right?
Yeah. But do you remember
in enough time? Can you give me 5 teams that have been third? In which?
Yeah.
Oh, so you mean that conversation we always talk about the winner?
I'm just asking if it's that important, then let's go back in
Belgium 2018, their golden generation, that was their best achievement.
But do you remember 2014?
2014
who won the third place?
Wait, hold on.
No. But you know the winner. That is a Germany.
I get the point Kwache is trying to make. Nobody cares. Nobody remembers you for.
And how the time? The reason you remember the third place winner is because you remember the semi-finals.
Yes.
And you just try to remember. And now you're trying to do the mental gymnastics of who won or who didn't lose, or no one actually.
Or you can even just crisscross. It's swap places. So who lost in the semi-finals and then who won? In the third place. Then remind you.
You don't remind.
You're not going to tell anyone that you finished third in the World Cup. I obviously, and it's one of those things where it depends on the country. It's far-fetched, but if you had Cape Verde playing in this match, this would mean a lot to them.
This would mean context.
Even Norway. I think even Norway.
You can't have a situation where you have one that favors a group of people, one that doesn't favor a group of people. So if it is Germany or the big nations, this game doesn't matter. But if it is the small nation like maybe Cape Verde or maybe a Ghana,
it's a big deal.
Maybe an Egypt.
But Ghana is a big deal.
It's a big deal.
Or maybe Egypt gets to play for a bronze medal, or Ghana gets to play for a bronze medal. It is a big deal.
Huge.
So to ensure parity, there is a competition. There is a third and fourth place game. Simple. That's how you do it. Because you will never get a proper balance. To ensure there's parity, yes, we have it in store. If you play the game and you want to cherish it, it is on you. If you don't want to cherish it, it is on you.
Yeah, I mean, I like there's a system where both of the teams that in the semi-final both finished third. And they can both say that they finished third in the World Cup, like joint third.
Joint third. So there won't be any competition.
Those ones are for individual competitions, like high jump and boxing. Remember our Ghana boy who won bronze at the Olympics? Samuel Attah-Mensah. At the Olympics.
He won bronze. Did he not win bronze?
No, but he was
tight. It was tight.
I'm not disputing, and that's what I'm saying, that even if it's tight, no one cares.
No, we care. You see, that's the thing. We care because it is a big deal to us. It was the first medal in over 20 years.
No, I'm not talking about no one cares about Samuel Attah-Mensah. I'm saying that in terms of the World Cup, none of the 11 players on either team wants to go and play, other than Mbappe, who wants to go.
And that's what I'm saying, that those ones that bit about having two third place teams winning bronze. Oh no, two teams winning bronze and avoiding that whole third and fourth. Those ones are more geared towards individual.
I'm not disputing that. I'm not disputing that.
But once you have a collection of people playing a team sport,
something has to give.
Okay. So and to ensure that there's parity, there is a third and fourth place game. If you win it and you want to cherish it, that's on you. If you don't want to cherish it, that's on you.
Okay.
But to ensure that there's proper structure and not have a situation where we could have even gone ahead and finished third, rather than us getting jumbled into a situation where we have to share the bronze medal with another team.
Okay, so you make your points. You get into the game so that.
I mean, if you look at it, and I think that's the most important thing. As much as we like you said, some people cherish it, some people won't. I think that's going to be the most important factor in the game, is who actually has something to play for. And I like Marvel's point about this being the Champs final game. I think Mbappe being motivated to probably win the Golden Boot. I think France just have a few more elements in their team who can probably be psyched. And let's also not discount the fact that France have actually won one. Maybe not if I go 2018, it's not necessarily all the same players here who have won that competition, but France are recent winners of the everyone here is a recent winner of a competition, but England. France,
in the 20th century, they've not won it.
I mean, in the 20, even and not even the World Cup. I'm even talking at continental level, because France haven't won the Euros recently. They won in 2000 and they made it the final in 2016. Like, they've been competitive. Argentina and Spain are current continental champions, if I'm right. So these are teams, like I keep saying, these are teams that have the habits of winning. I think France just have that slight edge in terms of a little more to play for. I also think that in terms of quality of their squad, they probably have more players who can come in and be more of a threat. Obviously, I think Barcola got his chance in the game that they played against Spain. He wasn't able to do a lot with it. But I think that is also one of those games where maybe someone like him, someone like Cherki, maybe you can actually play an actual striker for once in either Mateta and just try and have a different balance, try and have a different feel, and try and have a good feeling to end the tournament with. But I think that's important.
Okay.
But I think that's what people might also remember the tournament for. Because if you come all the way to the World Cup and you end it on a bum by losing 2 games in a row at the end of it, I think regardless of whether or not you care about third or fourth place, I think it will be a disappointing way to end the tournament. So I'd back France to win. I'd back France to win it.
Okay. Come now, did you say who?
Oh yeah, France to win. That was why I said 3-4 goals.
Okay. Said you to France to win, eh?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you have the final say on the game to come then.
France to win. I mean,
France
they have
to win.
more motivation to play this game than England. I mean, with England, everything, it's about winning the title and nothing else. And you look at France, it was practically the same. But at the end of the day, the fact that you have Didier Deschamps leaving after this tournament, and you have Mbappe gunning for the top goal scorer award, and the fact that it also plays into the bigger picture, in the sense that, yes, you still have Dembele still being given a strong backing to potentially win the Ballon d'Or. Mbappe is also in the mix. Would you want to just go out on a whimper and just not feature in this game at all and end up potentially with the fourth position or fourth place finish, I don't think it will help your case in that sense. And so for me, I honestly believe that France just have a little bit way more, and on top of that, a better bench than England. And so yeah, that's how I see France winning this time.
I mean, just to go in quick on the Dembele point, I think we're reaching a dangerous precedent now here, where it's like once you win the Champions League and you are probably either the best player on the team or you're the most popular player on the team, you deserve to win the Ballon d'Or. I'm Dembele the first time around, I'll argue that maybe he was that differential towards their title charge. Maybe without the form that he showed at the latter part of the season, maybe they don't go on to achieve those things. I don't know if Dembele has been the best player in the world this year. And there's been a lot of once you win the trophy, then in retrospect, you try and now decide who the best player was and who should. We saw that thing with the same thing in the Premier League this season. Yeah. Don't remember who got the best player in the end. I think Fernandes. Yeah, Fernandes, and that was also very recency bias. But I think on paper he probably deserved it. But I just think that it's becoming too much of a theme where we only pick the players who win all the titles. We pick one of the players from their team and decide that he should probably win the Ballon d'Or.
Okay. Our phone line is now activated. 0549.
The precedents had already been set. I mean, because 2002, Ronaldo didn't play much in that season, but he ended up winning the Ballon d'Or because he won the top goal scorer at the World Cup.
At the World Cup.
And on top of that,
there are lots of similar examples. Yeah, there are lots of similar examples, but there should be a merit-based. There should be a, how to call it? It should also be given on merit.
Some
and
other
not
metrics
just,
to look into.
Yeah,
okay.
not just.
I mean, if he finishes third, that's a metric to look into.
Okay, so 05499696 0539 986996. Phone lines activated. Call us. Let's get talking. Hi, I didn't want you calling us from.
Yeah, hello. My name is Johnson. I'm calling from East Lagos.
All right, Johnson, talk to me. Big game to come today. France, England.
Yeah, France, England. I think I'm going to term this. I think one of your colleagues termed it as 2 million game. I'm going to call it a competitive, friendly game, basically. I think it's a good opportunity, right, for both teams to take it seriously, right? Because it's the game, so you have to take it seriously. Can you imagine if a coach loses this game by 4-0? He will be fired. He can be fired. So for us, it's a competitive game. It has to be taken seriously. If you lose, let's say 1-0, 2-1, yes. But if you lose 4-0, 5-0, you will be fired the next day. So even though it's a competitive, friendly game, it is still an important game. The last point I'd like to raise is about the English game versus Argentina. I just want you to let's do a little bit of substitution test, right? Can you imagine if it was Ghana playing against another team and we lost in the manner in which England lost? What would be the reaction of Ghanaians or FA on this? I don't think the coach would have survived. So for me, I know Tuchel has got a contract and all that, and his explanations, I think they have to get rid of it. And besides, they've made a lot of progress when Southgate was there, right? Southgate made a lot of improvements in the team. Now, it's gotten to a point where if England is going to any tournament, now the expectation is for them to win. I think 10 years ago, 15 years ago, that was not the expectation because they were not having a lot of, if you like, good players. They were having a lot of average players playing in West Ham and all those players. But now they have a lot of good players playing in Real Madrid and Bayern Munich, Manchester, and now Barcelona. So they have a lot of, good players playing in the top tier league of Europe. So now the expectation of England to win major tournaments is very high, right? And I think Southgate also made a lot of improvement over the past few tournaments. So I think Tuchel semi-final is not bad. It's good for as his first major tournament for England. But the way and manner in which he lost, I think overall, I think he should go. And they should go in for an English manager. Seriously, I think they have a lot of good English managers that if they give them the support, it will be better. It's just like I've always been saying, right? Especially for the Black Stars. We should always aim to give our job to a local Ghanaian manager. That is where we can make a difference, especially when it comes to the national teams. Thank you very much so much. Yeah.
All right, thank you so much, Johnson. 0549969996 0539986996. 996. You can also call us and share your thoughts with us. And also get into a team to win the tournament, the player of the tournament, top goal scorer, the game that caught your attention, the boring game, anything you want to talk about. And then the third place playoff game that's to come later today between France and England. That game will be live on Channel 1 TV, so you would want to stick and stay with us there and watch it. And the final is also live on Channel 1 TV for you. You can also text into the show 0539986996 0539986996. If you want to call, feel free to do so. 0549986996. Okay, let's talk to our next caller. Hi, and then where are you calling us from?
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good.
Your name,
Kobe
please.
Calling from Teshnumba.
Yeah, what?
I'm Kobe calling from Teshnumba. Can you hear me?
Kobe, go ahead. What are your expectations ahead of today's game?
Two countries are playing and compared to what we went to do at the World Cup. As if we went to just joke. We went to just joke at the World Cup. Ghana is the only country where we go to a major tournament like the World Cup, and we take our substandard players. We take average players instead of taking our best. Instead of going with some of our best players to the World Cup to make us even competitive at the World Cup, we rather decide to go with substandard players who lose ball and are walking. Look at someone like Fatah Isayaku. He loses balls and he's just walking. Even Antoine Semenyo, who is a better player, plays in a better club and is doing very well at Man City, even loses balls and he tracks back. He tracks back to defend. And Fatah Isayaku will be working. Just because we took him ahead of Joseph Pencil, Osman Bukari, who was doing so well, who even scored the goal in the last World Cup, but we decided to leave them behind. And at the end of the day, we are paying these players $130,000 each for such symbolic performance at the World Cup. Can you imagine? Why won't people at the FA push to put their players into the Black Stars squad going into the World Cup? If such symbolic performance, at the end of the day, we are paying these players $130,000 each. Can you imagine? Even South Africa, who has a bigger economy, whose economy is far bigger than Ghana, whose economy is more than 4 times bigger than Ghana's economy, are they paying their players such amounts? I remember, was it 2 years ago or something, when our Olympic athletes went for the Olympics, they needed just a few amounts of money, just a few funds to invest in their preparation, their training and all that. We couldn't even give them. Look at someone who said, well, I always say she's a potential medalist at the World Cup. I like that girl so much. She needed something small, some small funds to even invest in the training to going into the Olympics. She couldn't even get.
Okay, Kobe, we have to make way for another caller, okay? 0539969996 0549986996. If you want to text into the show, also feel free to do so. Let me take some messages whilst we wait in the call. Jude from Tom says Spain is obviously going to win, looking at their composure. And also France is going to be the third place team. Hashtag Republic of Football. Okay, let's talk to our next caller. Hi, and then where are you calling us from?
My name is Wisdom, calling from Somalia.
Wisdom, how are you doing?
I'm good.
All right, talk to me. France, England to come today. What are you expecting? And then also the final.
Can you please hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. I am saying that in the life of a Mappe, you see, a Mappe has a reason to perform well today. And if England team, none of them has a reason to perform well, you can see that France will win. Because a Mappe is in the range with, I think, Messi, right? And so he can perform well, and I think the win is going to France. Yeah. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much, Wisdom. 0539986996 0549986 We're taking your predictions, your thoughts ahead of the 2 games to come. We've done 102 games, so we have 2 more games. You can also share your thoughts with us on the number of games that you've watched. Let's talk to our next caller. Hi, your name, where are you calling us from?
Hi, good afternoon. Shaibu calling from Kaswa.
Shaibu, how are you doing?
I'm okay, and how are you doing too?
I'm good too. Talk to me.
My problem is, I just want to know how much did Ghana get for qualifying for the World Cup?
How much did Ghana get?
Yeah, how much?
$13.5 million.
So if the players were giving money out of that money, out of their heart, is anything wrong with it? Where is Jerry coming to now? Because of the Black Stars, Jerry coming to a career is gone. Nobody, you see, sometimes I don't understand some people. That's what they do for a living. So I don't see nothing wrong. The money that FIFA give to the national team, the money that FIFA give Ghana, it from their hard work. So if they give them something small out of it, I see nothing wrong. So me, I urge you, the journalists, to be educating people about this. When the player breaks his leg right now, that's the end of his career. Some of them, they don't recover from the injury. So me, that's the problem that I have with some of our Ghanaians. So please, you go educating them about it. A player will always have a short career after his injury. So that's my situation.
All right, thank you so much, Shaibu. 05399696 0549986 taking your calls. There's a big game to come today, the 3rd place playoff game between France and England, and then also the finals that's later tomorrow.
I wanted to react to, I think, one of what the caller said initially. I'm trying to remember his name.
Which one? Kobe?
No, Johnson. I think he made Tuchel sound like Chris Hughton, and I just think there's a gap between that.
Okay,
I think he made a valid point about how this is a crucial game, and if Tuchel was to lose this heavily, this would actually just put more fuel into the fire about Tuchel leaving.
That's true. Let me talk to our next caller. Hi, and then where are you calling us from? Hello? Hello? I think the caller is busy talking to somebody else. 054996 0539986 Gabby Affair is a Republic of Football. If you want to send us your messages, you can also do that. Hi, and then where are you calling us from?
I'm calling from Soto.
Your name, please.
This is Asantwa.
Asantwa, talk to me.
Oh, okay. Personally, I think France is going to win. And I think this is a good opportunity for Mbappe to score more goals. So he would go home with something. Because I think he has been fantastic this journey. So that's it.
All right, thank you so much, Asantwa. 05399696 0549986 Let's talk to our next caller. Hi, and where are you calling us from?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How are you?
Good.
Your name, please.
Senior example inside Manyakobo.
Your name is what? Senior example.
Yes.
Senior example. Is that the name your parents gave to you?
My name is John.
Okay, so you can say your name is John Safo, aka Senior Example. You know?
Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what's your full name?
Today, I wish England should win the game. Then tomorrow, father and son. I'm saying Spain to win the game. Because Lamia, Messi have some already, so Spain should win for Lamiama. Thank you.
053996 054986996. Gabby Affair here. They said it with me, Kwabna Marfo, Yari Jiminta, and also Charlie Edwin Kwagofi. I don't put the guy's name. senior example of Charlie Edward.
Big shout out to senior example.
Let's talk to our next caller. Hi, anywhere you calling us from?
Hello, I'm Pastor.
Your name is Prosper. Hello? Yeah. Hello? Prosper K. All right, Prosper, talk to me.
Today, my hope is that the English will win. So if they are not careful, the French will take over. But I think that secondly, tomorrow, we will win. Thirdly, our coach that they have brought is too much defensive. The best way to defend is to attack. If he is not willing to attack, then it's better they start to move. Because how can we defend 90 minutes just only defense? No. So if it's anything to find, it will be back quickly at over our team. That's my opinion.
All right, thank you so much, Prosper. 053-9986-996 054-9986-996. Big game to come today. England up against France. Game will be live on Channel 1 TV. And then later tomorrow, the final is on. Spain up against Argentina. Also live on Channel 1 TV and 97.3. Let me talk to my next caller. Hi, and where are you calling us from?
My name is Ewuku Francis. I'm calling from Achim Sejamase.
Ewuku Francis, welcome to the show. Talk to me.
Yes, I'm calling from Achim. It has been interest of watching the matches. But have you seen the England team? I don't know what is happening to the coach. Because sometimes he loses his mind. Because as you look at as he's played against Argentina, how can you defend for almost about 35 minutes without knowing that Argentina scored late goals of late as they are playing 80th to 90th minutes to score goal? So how can you just make such a...
Okay. I think we lost.
Hello.
Okay,
Hello.
Yeah. Oh, we are there. All right, talk to me.
I think the finals will be interesting because Argentinians are playing hard football and the Spanish are playing soft football. So it will not be easy because if they are all playing soft football, it will not be nice. But as one is playing hard and one is playing soft, it will be a nice game for us to watch. But I think today's match, I don't see England winning because they have lost hope. As you see, as Argentina beat them, they have lost hope. So I don't think they can play better today and win. So I think France can carry the day today. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. France to carry the day. 054-9986 053-986-996. I think we'll take about, let's say, 2 callers or 1 caller. Okay. My top don says 1 caller. All right, let's talk to our last caller. But let me take this message from Smiley. He says, this game should be open season, possibly 5-goal thriller. No be here then for sure any tactical play. Massa investors are watching. Rosinia should be giving the England job seriously. Rosinia has been appointed as Paris FC.
Yeah, Chelsea couldn't. You want to give him the English national team?
Hey, you should go back to France.
FIFA P says England is bringing the 3rd position home. Nevertheless, I've been a fan of the Three Lions since 2018.
Rosinia, maybe I'm not a fan of Rosinia. Maybe I don't even think he's probably the England manager that's closest to the job. But in terms of Ghana, who do you think is like the Ghanaian manager who's probably closest?
Ghanaian manager?
None.
Oh,
Deep drama.
I mean,
none.
No, that crop of managers we have, I think they've never.
I mean, yeah, but they're all still working under the under coaches. I think Nana Kukuajiman still works under.
He's
left.
Likely to be Samate's coach.
I want to see how
Desmond
Affair is probably the most likely if we're looking at how fast he's been progressed through the rounds.
Yeah, but those people have to start from the under 15.
Oh, what's up, Ibrahim Sanko?
Or under
already done under 20.
But yeah, they should still do a few more juvenile football.
You don't think like Prosper Nati Ogunwo?
No.
Okay. They've all passed and contributed to Ghana's football one way or the other. We saw them, so
But he's still young.
No,
Because Manhattan
no,
is
we
not
don't.
young. But
We don't want him.
But if he,
Young,
but
young.
then he's also going to the Black Starlets now. So can't you argue that if he does well with them, there should be
He
progression?
didn't
for
do
him?
well, so he can't do
Charlie
anything.
also.
He didn't do well.
come now answer the question.
No, he didn't do well.
Okay, let me take some messages on YouTube.
Well, he qualified.
And then Elvis Solis says France all the way. Timotino 1400 says, good afternoon, guys. Top goal scorer is Mbappe. The best player is Simone from Argentina. Why are people giving best player? What have they seen now we've not seen?
Charlie, you see, when
Hard
you are
work,
called a phone wisa, a suru wisa, people will be giving you best player because that is what they want. Catanasio.
Yeah. Bajo 6900 says tomorrow Ronaldo fans there. Omumbe Sweet or cry. Okay. Smile Ibrahim W3 kill says to me this game doesn't concern me because both two teams came to win nothing and still play for nothing. We the Ronaldo fans are still quiet too, but let Messi lose this final. Okay. All right.
that thing there for drop him. The Ronaldo fans. The guy has won one. You didn't win one. Let's leave
we
it there.
need
Let's
tomorrow.
stop bringing it up. And
We need to tomorrow.
and I'm not even a Messi fan, but let's stop bringing it up.
Anyway.
The debate has been settled.
Freeman says good day guys. Argentina will win the World Cup. Spain second. France third. Okay, so Freeman with our final message. Guys, is a wrap?
Just a quick shout
yeah.
before I run out of here. So you know the Penkwa Junction on your way here.
Yeah.
The guys who are involved in the selling of cars.
Oh, okay.
I've been constantly meeting one guy, Pakwesi.
I see.
He's a big fan of everything Citi does, particularly with the sports desk. And so I'd like to shout him out, Pakwesi, the car dealer.
He always building capital.
Yeah.
I like it.
Is it a car dealer?
Pakwesi, the car dealer. Pakwesi, the car dealer. Yeah, big shouts to you. Big shouts to you.
You have a shout too from one of my friends. Says watching you live, bro. The Sakura guy in your studio, I really love his submissions because I'm hosting and I'm not doing any submissions. He goes to your
Shiny. Big shout to and a big shout to Shaibu Hamisu, big man in the Shaibu Hamisu. He's also a big fan of everything that Citi Sports does. And a big shout to Mr. Edmond Hassan.
Okay.
Yeah, big shout to Mr. Edmond Hassan.
Yeah, we have a very good friend who we met at the airport. You remember Kelvin Osebo, so the immigration officer.
Yes.
He also is watching us from home. He says he stays at Kwabenya.
Oh, hey,
Kwabenya.
Charlie, I still not in you.
Kelvin Osebo watching us.
He lives where?
The airport in Ghana, or the airport in
Kwabenya. Your microphone. All right, we're back same time next week. When is the EPL starting? 15th August, right?
No, 20.
Oh, 20. Oh, okay.
The 10th week in August.
Interesting.
They're going to be one of the last leagues to start.
Yeah.
I think the Spanish.
But I think one of the leagues starts way more a bit earlier.
Yeah.
I think in middle of August. It should be the French league.
No.
La Liga starts in 15th on 15th.
Yeah,
August.
they are
La
the
Liga,
ones
15th
starting,
August.
All right.
And I think the Bundesliga would rather be starting late.
Okay. Right. So, I mean, this is the place to listen to every weekend when it comes to European football. The World Cup will be done in Dakar later tomorrow. Yeah. We'll be back with Club Football again. Many thanks for joining us, listening to the show, calling. Our guys on YouTube, big shouts to you all for making the show a successful one as always. Hear from the guys here at Jim in Takob Namafo.
United is playing friendly match. Wrexham 1, Manchester United 0. We'll come back again next season.
How many minutes?
First half. We'll come back again next season.
Equalize, right?
Oh,
Wrexham.
don't worry. We'll come back again next season. Manchester United.
Wrexham, they'll be fine. So that's Kobna. There's Cedi also who joined us. And then Yai Jeminta, Manuel Angelo Kwachi, technical support from Daniel Squashi. Also on the YouTube display, big shout out to Edwin Kwakofi. I'm Gabi, your first. They can stay with us. We are.